So Detroit made another trade last night, acquiring Robby Fabbri from the St. Louis Blues in exchange for Jacob de la Rose. Definitely a very interesting trade, and I can't help but look back to the Brendan Perlini move. Detroit now acquiring two guys that haven't really been working out with the team that they were with, and now they're getting a chance to play with the Detroit Red Wings, a team that is currently last placed in the NHL, and I really hope that Robby Fabbri can find his game with the Red Wings, because if he does, then this could be an absolute steal of a trade. Robby Fabbri, a former first-round pick in 2014 by the St. Louis Blues. He's going to be on a team with his former teammate with the Guelph Storm, Tyler Bertuzzi, so maybe if we play them together, they can find some chemistry together, and maybe that can help Robby Fabbri get going. That would definitely be pretty awesome, and I'm actually pretty excited about this trade, more so than I was when I saw the Brendan Perlini move, because Alec Regula, a good prospect defenseman who definitely could turn into something better than Brendan Perlini, but most likely Detroit is going to come out on top of this trade if Robby Fabbri even comes close to being like a top 6 forward in the NHL, and obviously he has the capability to do so. It's just a matter of him getting a consistent opportunity to show what he can do, and obviously the biggest thing is staying healthy for him. And Jacob de la Rose, I know this is probably looking pretty bad for St. Louis fans because Robby Fabbri, former first round pick, still only 23 years old, showed some good signs at the NHL level. He had a really good rookie season in the 2015-16 year, 18 goals and 19 assists for 37 points in the regular season, and then 15 points in 20 playoff games in the 2015-16 playoffs. So he definitely showed that he can be a very good offensive player at the NHL level, and that was at the very young age that he was at then, and he was still a rookie, and usually you expect players to get better from that, but Robby Fabbri, it kind of just went downhill, and like I said, a big reason why was because he was never able to stay healthy. That is the one thing that kind of worries me in this trade. I'm really hoping that he can make things work with Detroit and can finally find his game at the NHL level and have a consistent NHL job, and that's not really what he's been able to have, especially this season so far with St. Louis, as he had just 1 goal in 9 NHL games and a goal and an assist for 2 points in 3 American Hockey League games so far this year. As far as where he's going to play in the lineup, I'm honestly not quite sure, because Brendan Perlini, we brought him in, he's been playing on the third line a lot with Taro Hirose and either Frans Nielsen or Valtteri Filppula. I think that line is going to stay because Brendan Perlini, even though he hasn't put up numbers just yet, he has looked pretty good for Detroit. And Robby Fabbri, I'm not quite sure, because he's not a guy you'd ideally want on the third or fourth line, because those are kind of the checking lines, and Robby Fabbri, obviously more of an offensive oriented player, so I think maybe he might get some top 6 opportunity, maybe take Darren Helm's spot on the top line, as Darren Helm has kind of been skating with Larkin and Bertuzzi a little bit, and maybe that could work out pretty well. So hopefully for Robby Fabbri, he can come in and get an opportunity to play and maybe get back to that rookie season form that we saw in the 2015-16 season. And now looking at what St. Louis is getting, Jacob de la Rose, obviously not a big name player, and this trade definitely does look one-sided, but Jacob de la Rose really fits what the St. Louis Blues have become, a very heavy, physical, hard-hitting team. They're going to finish their hits, and obviously they can score as well, and they have great defense, and obviously Jordan Binnington in net. And Jacob de la Rose has been one of Detroit's more steady players so far throughout the season. I know only a goal and 3 assists in 16 games, but he's not a player that is going to put up good numbers. He was a +3 on the worst team in the NHL, so that is kind of an impressive stat for de la Rose. He's not going to play top 6 minutes, probably not even going to play third line minutes, most likely going to be stuck on that fourth line for St. Louis, and on some nights out of the lineup if he takes a little bit longer to fit in and play well once he actually is in. But Jacob de la Rose, I think, can be a good piece for them. Like I said, a physical guy. He can chip in some offense here and there. And yes, while Robby Fabbri definitely has way more upside than Jacob de la Rose, this trade definitely isn't near as bad as a lot of people are making it out to be. Yes, Detroit probably could come out on top if Robby Fabbri can even come close to what he was in that rookie season, but still, I think Jacob de la Rose will be great for St. Louis. I think he embodies what that team has kind of become in terms of their identity, and Robby Fabbri wasn't going to work out in St. Louis anyway, and probably didn't have very much trade value. So that's all I really have to say on this trade. Sorry I am a little bit late making this video. I know this trade happened late last night. I wasn't able to make one last night, and through today I was a little busy, so this is kind of the only time I've had to sit down and talk about the trade, but I thought better late than never, and me being a Wings fan, you guys probably would want to hear my opinion on this. This will be the only video today, but I have been working on something that I'm pretty excited to make for tomorrow. I'll flash the thumbnail on the screen for a little bit of a sneak peek for you guys. But that is going to wrap up today's video. I really hope you guys did enjoy. If you are a fan of the Red Wings like me, or if you're a fan of the St. Louis Blues, make sure to let me know your thoughts on this trade down in the comment section below, and how you think these new players will work out for the respective respective teams. And with all that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If you did, please make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel for daily NHL content, and I will see you guys all in the next video.